Hey everyone, it's Lizzie and welcome to my channel. So today's video is something different, but I've realized that I have potentially been missing out, and as a fragrance lover, and I'm sure those of you that are watching that also may enjoy fragrances, I don't know if I've just been stuck under the rock, but I've just discovered Zara fragrances. And the funny part is, and I will get into pricing and things like that, and they are a fraction of the price compared to what I typically pay for an average size perfume. So I'm in this new discovery era, and I'm actually quite shocked that it's taken me this long to jump onto the Zara perfume bandwagon. But I recently went into Zara because I wanted to try out their fragrances. I didn't realize how many perfumes they had, and when I went in there I was overwhelmed to be completely honest, because there was so many fragrances, and it got to a point where I couldn't smell anything else. My head was hurting. It was just way too much. And this is not like a store where they're going to give you coffee beans for you to kind of figure out your type of what scent you like. Ain't none of that. You're there by yourself, figuring it out by yourself. So I was a tad overwhelmed, so I only picked 3, but I do plan to go back because I want to get a specific range. I believe it's their cocoa range. I'm not sure exactly if that's what it's called, but each of their fragrance is named cocoa followed by the name of the fragrance. But I do want to pick that entire collection up to do a full review, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I picked up 3 this time because, like I said, there was a lot going on. And the worst part is, I went in, I saw the perfumes, I went upstairs and there was even more. I said, girl, this is a lot. This is a lot. And by the time I'd gone upstairs, I already purchased the 3 that I have downstairs, and so I couldn't smell anything else. It was too much for me. So I picked up the red Zara Temptation and Sandalwood. This is, I believe, is their more expensive range. Correct me if I'm wrong, like I said, there were so many fragrances, girl. I was confused by that point because there was so many. But I believe this is actually compared to Baccarat Rouge 540, which I also have, so I wanted to do a comparison. So I ended up picking this one up, and like I said, this was more on the quote-unquote expensive side, but it retails for $29.99 in the UK, and then in the US it's $45.90 in dollars. And this is 50 ml or 1.69 fluid ounce. So for how much product you're getting at this price point, it's basically a steal. I kind of wanted to get all 3, but like I said, I was a tad bit overwhelmed and I didn't want to do too much. So this has notes of saffron and white pepper, white saddle, as well as tonka bean. For some reason, I could not for the life of me find the top, middle and base notes, even on the Zara website. So do let me know if I've missed out any of the notes. So this one is a very creamy and woody fragrance with slight spice in it. You get the saffron hit right at the top, sort of kind of what you would get with Baccarat Rouge, but the sandalwood makes it softer and definitely more cozier. I did smell all 3, and I think this was actually my favorite. But then again, girl, there was too many fragrances. I don't know what I was smelling at this point, but I don't regret it one bit. I think this was definitely my favorite, and it was the last one they had, so I'm assuming it's a lot of people's favorite too. I was reading one review where it said it was basically heaven in a bottle, and I get it because it does smell way more expensive than it actually is. Definitely a sexy going out kind of scent. I would love to wear this on like a date night or just an evening scent. Really, really nice, deep and rich. I haven't worn it out, so I can't really speak on the longevity of the fragrance or anything like that, but just based off of my first impression, I think I'm going to really, really enjoy this. The next fragrance I ended up picking up is more on the floral side, and this is Succulent Flower. And I was trying to pick up fragrances within different ranges so that I could just try it. There were a lot more ranges of different fragrances, but I wanted to try more of their floral fragrance, and so I ended up really liking the Succulent Flower, and this retails for $17.99, or in the US it's $27.90. so again, super affordable, and you get 50 ml or 1.69 fluid ounces. So this has top notes of peach, middle notes of frangipani, and then base notes of sandalwood. So this is a fresh, fruity floral scent, and it's created in such a beautiful way. The peach in the opening is super juicy and sweet, and then you start to get the soft and floral notes really come through. I read online where somebody described this as a sparkling peach prosecco, and I actually think that is spot on. Really easy to wear, and definitely a fragrance that I'm going to be wearing during the summer as well. I think this is a really great summer scent, really great daytime scent as well. Within this range they did have 2 other scents, but I think this one was my favorite, which is hence why I picked up. But definitely let me know if you want me to pick up the other 2, and I'm happy to do an entire review on the entire range. But this is Succulent Flower. And the last fragrance, which is the cheapest one that I purchased, is called Dark Romance, and this retails for $12.99, and in the US it's $17.99. and this is actually a smaller bottle, so it's 30 ml or 1 fluid ounces. To be honest, because this is my first time trying Zara fragrance, I would have loved if the other ranges had smaller bottles so that I could just try it out, because like I said, I didn't really know what I was doing. There were so many fragrances, I was basically quite overwhelmed, but I really like that this came in a smaller bottle for me to try. So this has top notes of jasmine, middle notes of whipped cream, and then the base note of tonka bean. So this is a bold one for me. It definitely gives me sweet cherry vibes with a bit of rose, and then a creamy, almost dessert like dry down, which I really love. If you know anything about this channel, you know that I love a sweet gourmand sort of dry down. This isn't a sickly sweet by any means, but you can definitely smell the almond. I love the nuttiness from the almond. I think it's so beautiful. It's definitely more like a fresh gourmand, like cotton candy but grown up, and I can totally see that. Definitely more of an evening scent. And also, just to caveat that when I say cotton candy, it's a different type of cotton candy. It's like super rich and deep. It's not very sickly sweet, which I really like. I also saw that they had a fragrance which was so similar to Dior Hypnotic, and I have had that fragrance before, and I believe I have a review on my channel, but I didn't want to get that because I didn't love the Hypnotic by Dior. I think it was nice, but I think I gave it to my mum in the end. So I decided to go with this one because it doesn't smell like anything else that I have in my collection. But again, do let me know if you want me to try the entire collection, and I'm more than happy to do so. Honestly, first impressions, I can see why people are gravitated towards Zara perfumes. I literally have been living under a rock. I don't know how I've missed this, how I've never just gone into Zara and just looked at their perfumes, but I'm so happy that I did. So definitely stay tuned for more reviews, and again, I do intend to do a review on the Cocoa range. But out of the 3 that I picked up, I think my favorite is definitely the red Temptation and Sandalwood. I feel like if I'm wearing this, no one's gonna know that I'm wearing a Zara perfume. Not that there's any issue with it, but it just smells so much more expensive than it actually is. So I'm definitely keen to try this out more, and also try out the other scents in the range as well. So thank you all so much for watching. All products mentioned will be in the description box down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.